Hi, Indiana. How is everybody doing today? I hope you are all having a wonderful and staying warm inside. The day that we are recording is actually January 6th, and we just received, I think we received about 6 inches of snow in Zionsville. Karissa, how many inches of snow have you gotten?
I think we're really close to a foot. We've shoveled the driveway probably 4 times, so quite a bit more than we've seen in a long time.
Same in Columbus. We're all in Indiana. So same in Indiana and Columbus. We have like about a foot, and my dogs are huskies, and they're loving every second of it.
Oh, that's so fun. That's so fun. So we all have our favorite drinking mugs, if you will. Mine is not really a mug. And so we are all sipping on ours. And if you are anything like me, I will drink iced coffee no matter what degree it is at any cost at any time. So I know it says warm mugs, but I am more of a iced coffee kind of fan. So that's what I'm going to be sharing about today. So I am so excited that all of you are joining us today, and I cannot wait to get started into talking about what our time is going to look like today when we are talking about New Year's and setting intentions. So I'm going to kick us off because this is one of these times that I just absolutely love and so enjoy when I come to start a new year is, what do I want my new year to look like? And so what I'm going to be talking to you about is going to be one of my intentions that I'm going to be setting is going to be the intention of joy. So I put this on my vision board that I have, and this was something that I created through Adobe Express. And yes, there is a clickable link to this template, so you can go ahead and remix this yourself, or you can share this with your students to kind of help them create that intention. Now, a thing about me that not a lot of people know is I was actually a yoga teacher for about 7 years. So I was really big with setting intentions before I started every single yoga practice that I would do. Now, the reason why I settled on joy was because I really wanted to make sure that I was doing things that filled my cup, if you will, cup, coffee mugs, get it? So I wanted to make sure that I was filling my cup and always doing things so that I could continue to sustain what I was doing. And I know I'm speaking to so many educators around Indiana today that might be feeling the same way that I have been feeling, where especially the months of January, February, March, they're always just tough for me. So what I wanted to do was take a moment to set that time and to say, okay, here's how I'm going to find joy in my day. Now, joy is a repeat word for me, and I've changed it up a little bit from last year. So last year, I decided to have joy, and I just said that I was going to do everything fun. Now, I'm going to make that look a little bit different. So here, I'm going to share my vision board with you all. So I said that I was going to find intention with everything I do and everything I buy. So this is the year of intentionality when it comes to finding my joy. So a lot of times I'd be like, oh, I deserve that extra blazer because I just want to find joy with that. What I finally started to realize was, like, I can find joy in other ways, and I just need to be thinking about that and being more conscious of that. I'm really trying to think about my environmental impact and thinking of fast fashion. So I'm trying to make sure that everything that I buy, I really find value with, and that I really start to think about that too. I'm also going to be waking up earlier to get my day started. Now, if anybody's ever been on a project with me, you know I'm already an early riser, and I started to fall off a little bit on that one. So I wanted to get back to that, where I'm waking up. I know some people are gonna love this or hate this, 4:30 and 5, where I'm gonna wake up at that time. I have 2 small little children that I'm also responsible for, and I'm gonna do things that fill my cup in each and every morning, and whatever that looks like determines on the day. So sometimes I like to get things done because I need to work on work. Sometimes I'm going to do a workout. So it really just depends on that day. I'm also going to say no more often. So I am a person of yes, and I always like to make sure that opportunities happen. And what I need to do better at is saying no and saying I need to protect my peace and I need to protect my time. So that is my word. And again, we will share out those wonderful templates so that you can remix yours and recreate yours in Adobe Express, or push those out to students as well. I also have one of my favorite recipes of my own iced coffee that I make at home. So what you can't really tell is this is a Starbucks Reserve cup. So if I have any Starbucks fans and you are like, oh, I love the Starbucks Reserve, there's only a couple in the United States. And so I got this one in Seattle. And this is, first of all, one of my favorite cups. And then I throw in 2 shots of just regular old espresso. And then I also put in some brown sugar creamer, and then I actually do shake it up. So yes, I have used one of those little tin shakers with the top that you might shake some other beverages at later times, and I will shake it up and then put it in here, and that's my favorite one. So that's my favorite recipe that I hope that you all will enjoy too as well. And I am now going to kick it off to the very lovely Karisa.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us today. And whether it's January 6th or sometime a little bit later when you are ready to talk about intentions in the new year, we are so glad that you're here. I'm a big fan of Adobe, just like Stevie, and Book Creator. Brenny's going to talk about Canva. We kind of talked about how it's the ABCs of setting the new year intentions. And so it's easy to remember that way. Book Creator is an amazing platform to use for you professionally, personally, and for your students. So I just hopped on, I opened up a new book, and I think that that's one of the things that's gets misunderstood with Book Creator is that you have to sit down and write an entire book, or students have to do pages after pages. But I think it's great to also remember this could be a 1-pager, which is what I created today. Students could come in and create a 1-pager. There are great ways to even set up books for the class. So if everyone created 1 page, you can put all of those pages together and make 1 class book for everyone to flip through. Now, I know as students get older, they don't always love to have their work public or to share with their peers or even to share back with parents, but definitely the younger kids, I think, would really love to share back in a book that you've created as a class. So all I did was pick a page and set my word as present. And I've had this word the last couple of years now. And I'm definitely going to be more intentional with it this year. I too have a young one. I have a 6-year-old. I have 2 14-year-olds and a 16-year-old. And what I have realized is that time flies. And you think that you have all of these days and all of these moments, and it's okay if you don't play that hand of cards right then. And it's okay if you don't go play in the snow right then, because you'll have all of these other moments. And what I'm realizing as I have a junior in high school now, you don't always have all of those moments forever. And so being present to me means that when I'm in the middle of something, no matter what it is at home, and my 6-year-old says, will you play a hand of Uno with me? That I pause what I'm doing and go play a hand of Uno with him. And you know what? When I'm at work, and I give everything that I have when I'm at work. But sometimes I do crowd my space at home with just getting distracted with one more email, one more this. I need to reach out to one more person. And then I find myself pushing out those opportunities. And so I do want to be definitely more present in the moments, doing what I'm supposed to be doing in those moments. And so that picture with my family is a good reminder to take those opportunities to be with family, and to, not have my son so excited when he says, oh, you can play a hand of Uno, but like, oh yeah. Oh, here he is. So that is my intention for being present. And then also I'm kind of with Stevie. A couple months ago, I am not an early riser. I am not a morning person by any means, but I was finding that I was having less time to talk to my husband during the day. And so we were finally having a conversation at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and it was too late to be doing that because things were too hectic around the house and we just didn't have that dedicated time. And so I started waking up at 4:45 so that we could be on our walk at 5 o'clock, and we would just walk for an hour every morning. And that became our time to catch up and talk about our days and talk about what we maybe had going on for the rest of the week, and kind of set the tone for our morning. And, you get exercise while you're doing it, and you kind of lose yourself in the exercise moment because you are catching up with someone and enjoying your time. And then I need to get back to gratitude journaling. I was at my best when I was taking the little 3 notes at the end of every day about the things that I was most grateful for. And it's just like anything. We know exercise makes us feel good. We know what the benefits are at the end. It's just hard sometimes to get started. And so I definitely am going to be more intentional with writing down those things every day that I am thankful for. And when I was in the classroom, I did the same thing with my students. At the end of every day, they would write down the things that they were grateful for. And it really did transform the end of our days every day. Even if we had something rough going on, it really set the tone for sending them home on their way before they were ready to come back and start another day. And then really quickly, I love the vegan peppermint hot chocolate. I have a husband and kids at home that have food sensitivities. And so some of the things that we always love definitely can be for everyone now. And so this one is just a way to make peppermint hot chocolate vegan. So I'll pass this over to Brenny. Brenny, can't wait to hear what you have to say about Canva.
Thanks, Karisa. I'm loving, I'm so inspired by everything both of you have said so far. And I'm just excited to be talking about this. So my word for the year is opportunity. And it's really just trying to have a mindset shift, I think, when I'm presented with things to do or challenges, and looking at it as an opportunity to grow or learn, or to teach me something, whether it's a hard lesson or an easy lesson, just kind of having a different perspective about things. So the template that I have linked there is one in Canva. So it should make a copy of it for you if you have a Canva account. And there's a little bit more I packed into that template than just my kind of visual vision board there. I put just some sample goal setting templates and things like that. I'm a big person for making checklists and tables. So that's immediately where my mind goes when I make a vision board. It's okay, this is the pretty thing. Where's the thing that's going to help me kind of structure my ideas and my roadmap to get there? So I put some of that on there as well. And I picked the word opportunity just because I think I needed to kind of refocus a little bit. And I didn't know that Stevie had taught yoga before, and actually being mindful and incorporating some mindfulness activities and yoga and stretching are something that I have on my vision board because I know I need to be doing more of that. I kind of feel like I got so into a routine over the last year of I had this on my list and this and this and this, that I wasn't really finding a whole lot of joy in doing some of those things, or seeing it as a fun opportunity to learn something new. So that's kind of why I picked that word for myself. And then there's some running related things on there as well. Last year, I was training for the New York City Marathon and I got hurt, probably because I wasn't doing enough yoga and stretching and listening to my body. So it's an opportunity for me to learn to be more mindful about doing those activities. And that's kind of why it's on my board. And then being creative and journaling and reflecting at the end of the day is something that I also want to do. And then also just challenging myself to take new opportunities and do more speaking engagements and kind of collaborate more often with others in the state and beyond is something that I have as a goal for myself as well. And really kind of doing some of that today with working with Karisa and Stevie on this has been super fun. And I feel like I've learned so much from them already. So that's kind of my thoughts there. I did put some examples on that template in Canva as well of just some of the creations that students in my district did last school year. We had a template similar to this that we shared with a lot of our students, and some of our middle school and elementary school students picked a word for themselves for the school year, and they graciously shared their examples with me. I had permission to share, so I put those on the last slide in the template. And there's some really great words and goals for the year. So I almost want to reach back out to these students and say, what are you thinking for 2025? You did a good job in 2024. So that was my mood board, my vision board, and my focus for the year. For my beverage that I shared a recipe for today, in my little Siberian Husky mug, it has my dog's face on it because I'm a proud dog mom. And I'm really surprised they're not barking in the background because they want to go back outside and play in the snow. It's been impossible to bring them inside in this weather. It's been an experience. They stand in the corner of the yard and they hide and pretend like they can't see me or hear me. But my recipe is a vanilla chai latte. So if you like chai tea, basically you take a tea packet, heat it up, mix in some, I like putting honey and maple syrup in mine because it's like nice and sweet, and some cinnamon, and then mix in some more milk, and it's nice and cozy, especially on a day like today where there's a lot of snow.
And so something that I noticed, like with all of ours, is these intentions that we're setting, like we can see them go into our professional setting, but then yet we see them like pouring into like our personal setting. And I think that's something that is extremely important, and that's oftentimes missed, is sometimes when we set goals, it's about professional goals. And I love that this opportunity that we all shared today was all just talking about like our personal being too, and making sure that we're filling our cups up. I love that.
Agreed. Because if we're not present for ourselves in our personal life, then it makes it even harder to be present professionally as well, which is fitting because that was Karisa's word. So
I know. I'm like, look at this. Look at this little circle. So that's great. So Brenny was amazing, and she shared out this amazing doc. So Karisa or Brenny, I will go ahead and have you describe your doc a little bit more.
Yeah, so when we first met together and started brainstorming about this live stream and what we wanted to talk about, we listed out some different activities that we want to do, as well as encourage some of our colleagues to do, to build in some more time in our day for reflection, intention, and really working towards the goal and the words that we're holding ourselves to this year. So I put together a choice board here. It's a Google Doc. You can make a copy of it, adjust it as you need, and it has the templates that we all built in our session today. So there's lots of Adobe resources in there, Book Creator and Canva, and there's some activities on there geared towards you as a teacher to do, professionally, personally, just some really quick things to do. But then we also added an element where there's activities you can do with students. So if you want to build in time for your students to do this, I think that's great. I love that Karisa shared she had her students write down 3 things that they're grateful for at the end of every school day. And I think building that practice in our students is so important, and having them reflect and think about things they're proud of just really sets everyone up for success in the school year. So link is there if you would like it.
I love that so much. And I also love really the emphasis on taking care of ourselves so that we can be the best version of ourselves for everyone, for our family and for our friends and for our students and colleagues, because that's really where it starts. So I love all of this so much. I also love the idea of using AI to get started. If your students are stuck or you want to get started, but they can't come up with a word or intention, Brenny even included it on the choice board to use AI as an assistant to get started. And I think it's a great assistant, great way to brainstorm. We're so glad you connected with us today. If you want to connect further, we've added our social handles here. And then we would love to hear what you are doing for yourself or with your students as you head into the new year. We used Adobe Book Creator and Canva, but whatever you're using, we would love to see an example or love to hear a little bit of feedback from our session today. So if you will tag us with the tags that we have on this page, KINL, which is Keep Indiana Learning, IN Learning Partner, Fill Your Cup. We also have some giveaways. We have some cool swag from Adobe Book Creator and Canva that we would love to send to you. So take the month of January to dig in and really set your intentions for the rest of the year, yourself and your students. And then we will get on social media and we'll pull some lucky winners starting in February to send some of this awesome swag to. We appreciate you being with us today. And we would love to connect and learn more from each of you as well, because I think all 3 of us would say we are definitely better together. And we definitely move the needle more personally and professionally when we can connect with other people. So we appreciate you tuning in. And until next time, grab a mug, play in the snow maybe a little bit today, and stay in touch. We'd love to hear from you.